So this Rosario trade is really interesting to me. And that's because initially when I saw it, I think of Amed Rosario as being a utility infielder, third, short, and second. He was initially a shortstop when he came up. So I thought, okay, this is cover for Volpe, and that's a really good thing because I've talked before about how Volpe is a very slump prone player, at least so far in his career, because he's young, he's undersized, and I think that he just plays too much. He gets tired, and it's hard for him to keep any kind of hot streak going or any kind of production going without breaks. And Amed Rosario is going to give Anthony Volpe some games off at shortstop and potentially increase his production. He's going to give a lot of people some games off. But the problem is, if you look at the positions that Amed Rosario has played in recent years, his shortstop games have fallen way off. The Nationals barely used him at shortstop this year, only 2 games. And this 183 innings in right field is what I really don't like. I saw the trade and I thought it was Volpe cover. We need cover for Volpe. It looks a lot more like this is cover for Judge to me right now. But nobody can cover for Aaron Judge. There is no covering for Aaron Judge. And Amed Rosario is not a good defender. It's almost like they tried to make up for the good defense of McMahon by bringing in a bad defender. And he's definitely never been an exceptional defender at shortstop. Look here. First 2 seasons in the league with the Mets at shortstop, 33 errors in 2 seasons, 16 and then 17. And you see multiple other seasons across his career, including in 2023 with double-digit errors, actually 11 errors in 88 games in 2023 with Cleveland. So for all those people saying that I'm an offense-first idiot, do I sound happy right now with this move? With a guy who's going to hit 273, make a bunch of errors, and oh, look right here. He's 21st in the league. Despite being a utility player, he's 21st in the whole league, surrounded by a bunch of starters on this list of hitting into the most double plays. Because also initially, I was positive on Rosario because I would much rather have him up in a big clutch playoff situation, bases loaded, 2 outs, than Ryan McMahon. Please do not put Ryan McMahon up against the best closers in the league with the season on the line, please and thank you. We've already seen Ryan McMahon's defense in his first game as a Yankee, but we've also seen his ability to strike out, and that's something that Amed Rosario doesn't have. Amed Rosario does not strike out a lot. He is a bat-to-ball guy, and he can hit the ball hard in the air when he needs to, and that's very important in clutch situations. But he also hits into a bunch of double plays, so I don't know if I actually trust him in those clutch situations. And it's another example, I think, of the Yankees and Cashman not taking that big risk and just making the move that they could make. I think they were glad to give up Clayton Beeter. Clayton Beeter is a fastball first guy they've struggled to develop a second pitch for. I think they're just going to throw his development on another organization in a smaller market as they like to do. But I can't hate this trade because Amed Rosario will hit. Amed Rosario will get clutch hits. He can sneak a ball over the fence. And I think there's also some potential for him defensively at third base. He's capable of making a flashy play in the infield because he's a fast dude. He doesn't have great range, but he's got good speed. He's got good speed on the base paths, which is another big thing. The Yankees have not had a great deal of speed on the base paths off the bench this year, unfortunately, and that's something that this adds as well. And that's always very important in the playoffs, being able to bring somebody off the bench and potentially steal a base. But it's that speed and that quick sort of reaction time that I think actually makes Amed Rosario's best position third base. And I imagine that if Amed Rosario was a lefty, Ryan McMahon just wouldn't be a Yankee. That's not me trying to demean Ryan McMahon's defense at all. That's just the reality of the situation. I think the Yankees do see Amed Rosario as something of a projectable defender at third base. And I think it was a matter with his development with the Mets, with Amed Rosario having a very athletic skill set, the Mets wanting to develop him as a shortstop, and shortstop just being a very difficult position. I just don't think there's this guarantee that Amed Rosario has to be a subpar defender. And it's true, he's only here until the end of the year, but he's not going to be an expensive guy to bring back if they want to. And if he ends up being a clutch playoff performer, he's somebody you could definitely see the Yankees bring back, even though he's bounced around the league a bunch. He has potential to be a very useful player. So this is a deal I'm just going to judge for myself. We'll see how he performs when he gets starting minutes. We'll see where he gets starting minutes. We'll see how he performs when he gets the opportunity to start. We'll see where he starts. And it'll be interesting to compare him to Ryan McMahon. Two very different styles of third baseman, two very different options at third base, two very different skill sets. It's sort of a classic platoon that they've created. Clearly, defense wasn't the only thing they were thinking about, right? Defense wasn't the only thing. They need somebody who can hit. They need somebody who can hit the bat on the ball. This trade shows that Cashman sees where Ryan McMahon's floor is as a third baseman. 171 road career batting average for Ryan McMahon, right? If Ryan McMahon is a disaster, Amed Rosario is also cover for that.